Good afternoon, champions. So, welcome to our today's analysis. Hoping that your weekend was great. So, I'd like to officially welcome you to our today's analysis. So, today we are going to do an analysis on EURUSD, and then we are going to have another analysis on GBPUSD, and then we are going to finish up that analysis with the Dow Jones or the US 30. So, let me start my analysis from the EURUSD and what we are expecting for the whole of this week. So looking at Euro USD, okay, for the whole of this week, looking at fundamentally, the Euro USD should be moving toward the upside, and that is what we are currently seeing. So the markets are today being a Monday, they're just formulating patterns and also creating designs in which they are going to be moving toward the upside. So you can see that the market have already touched this. They have nearly touched this particular trend line that is below here. So just moving in the trend line. So you can see that they have nearly touched this particular trend line, and you can see that this is a very strong point of support. So if I may do that, so this becomes a point of support, so this becomes a strong point of support. So what we are currently expecting is that the markets are going to move into this particular point of resistance, and we are hoping that it is going to create a breakout toward the upside. And our main target this time now is for the market to rise up to this level. The market may rise up to these levels because this is kind of a very strong point of when it breaks above this, then this will be a clear sign that this is going to be a very strong point of support, and we'll be expecting that the markets are going to come, they are going to rally to the upside to come to this particular point of resistance. So looking at the market when it comes to the 4 hour time frame. So looking at the 4 hour time frame, for those who are looking at the market last week, we had a clear breakout to the downside. So the market moved from these particular areas here. They had a breakout to the downside. We had a retrace to this particular point of resistance, a breakout again to the downside, came to this particular point of support, and you can see that it has come to these particular areas here, and they are currently targeting to get into this. So it is a kind of a movement. That is for a correction. For those who like looking at head and shoulders, so this is a clear signal because you have got a head here, a head, and then you have got two shoulders, one on this side and also one on the other side. So we are expecting that the markets are going to shoot towards they're going to shoot toward the upside. So when it comes to the 1 hour time frame, so looking at the market from the 1 hour time frame, you can see a clear sign of a W shape, a W formation. So the W formation, it is this kind of formation. We have got the market moving from this point of resistance, coming to this particular point of support, point of resistance, point of support. And now, since it is a W shape, we are expecting that this is a clear breakout to the upside. That is, so we are expecting the markets are going to rise high to come into these levels that are here. So that is it for the Euro USD. So let us move on to the GBP USD. So coming to GBP USD, so the current market patterns that are being created by Euro USD are kind of the same pattern that are being created by the GBP USD. You can see that the markets came to this particular trend line, made a turn to this particular trend line, and now they are running toward the upside. So what we are currently expecting the markets to do from the daily time frame, you can see that this is a clear breakout to the upside from this particular point of resistance. So this actually becomes a very strong point of support. Now from this level, we expected that the markets are going to rally to the upside to come to this particular point of support. You can see previously it acted as a very strong point of resist. I mean a point of support. You can see on this first part, a second touch, we had a breakout in this level, a breakout in this level. So this is going to act as a very strong point of resistance. So we expect that the markets are going to rise high to come to these levels or this particular level of resistance. So let us move to the 1 hour time. I mean the 4 hour time frame. Looking at the market from the 4 hour time frame, we can clearly see uh, Also a sign of a head and shoulder for those who like looking at head and shoulders. So you can see, so this is the first shoulder. We had the head formation here, and then we have got the second shoulder. The markets are running toward this level that are here. So we are also for the whole of this week, we are expecting that we are going to have a lot of bearish movement towards the upside. Looking at the market also from the hourly time frame, you can see that this is also a W formation. So whenever you see a W formation, markets are preparing themselves to move towards the upside. And then let me just finish up the analysis by looking at the Dow Jones, or famously known as the US 30. So looking at US 30 from the daily time frame, so you can see that we had several touches. So we had our first touch, our second touch. So this is a bullish movement or a move toward the upside, but also it acts as it is a kind of a consolidation because the markets are not really rallying toward the upside. Um, and for the last 2 weeks, we have not been seeing markets creating new highs because it has always been the characteristics of the US 30 always creating new highs. But this time down, we have been experiencing a lot of downward movement or the move toward the downside. So looking at the market, you can see that this is a very strong point of resistance, mainly because previously it acted as a very strong point of support. So you can see that at this point it acted as a very strong point of support, but then looking at these areas, the market are acting as this point is acting as a very strong point of resistance. You can see that the market came from this level, rose up to this level, came to this level, and currently you can see that it is kind of we are. Personally, I'm expecting that the markets are going to, if they break below this particular trend, and then that will be a clear sign that the markets will be running toward this particular point of support. So looking at the market from the 4 hour time frame, so you can see that from the 4 hour time frame. So looking at the market from the 4 hour time frame, you can see that we have got a kind of a bullish movement. So we had a touch at this particular level, we had a move to the downside, then we had another move to the upside. But when it came to this level, you can see that the market had a breakout to the downside, and this breakout to the downside came to this particular point of support. Now we can see that it came to this particular point of resistance. So what we are currently expecting is that when the markets come to this level, they are going to actually create a breakout to the downside to these levels here, and then we are going to have a rally to the upside. So it will be a kind of a retrace to this particular point. So it is the same movement that was characterized in these areas. You can see that the market rose to this level, came down to have a retrace. So the markets are going to move from this level, come up to this level, and they're going to have a retrace to this particular point of support before markets move to the upside. Yep. So looking at the market from the 1 hour time frame, now looking at the market from the 1 hour time frame, you can see that this is a very strong point of support. We had a movement, so let me use this. So we had so this from this point came to this level, had a retrace, a breakout to the upside, came to this level. We had I thought it would form kind of head and shoulders, but I think that is not the case because currently you can see that the markets are currently in these levels. So what I'm expecting is that the markets are going to break below. So the market, I'm expecting them to break below to this particular point of support before rallying to the upside, maybe to this particular point of support. So that is all that I had for you guys for today. So my prayer is that may the pips always be with you. Do have a profitable week and make sure that you always practice proper risk management. Thank you.